What I'm excited about Trump administration is at least we have someone now who admits that and autism. And that's extraordinary. And I think that Trump is going to do something and is able to do something because he is not financially wrapped up in the pharmaceutical industry the way Hillary Clinton is or was. And it was clear that Hillary Clinton was involved in brokering deals for millions of vaccines, and that Wall Street is involved. And I'm not saying Trump is perfect, but I was impressed during the debates when at least he's so funny the way he talks, but he's, oh, it's a giant needle, and going into these tiny little babies, and he's right, and that's how the average American views it too. Like, what are we doing? These children are being injected 77 times or dosed 77 times before they go to school, or before the age of 15, at least here in New York, where New York and New Jersey require the most vaccines in the entire world. And we also happen to be the corridor, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and New York, where pharma is located. And, I could go through the history of how they ended up here, and Rockefeller's role in all of that. But, those are historical things that you should look into, because that is where these horrible vaccines come from. But, during the campaign, I am a committee person for the Republican Party here in New York, and other than me and Trump, there's no more Republicans. It's a heavily Democrat state, which is why, Trump lost here in New York. I wasn't really surprised about that. But throughout the campaign, much like Robert Kennedy Jr. has, I was contacting Trump's people, writing to them, telling them about what was going on in the vaccine court. And I'm very happy, and I think Trump is in a position to do it. He's a parent. He has grandchildren. He's subject to New York City's, these grandchildren of his are subject to New York City's brutal vaccine requirements. I mean, we were the only city to require the flu vaccine for toddlers until the appellate division, slapped that down about 6 months ago. And that was an extraordinary win. And just to let you know, what was proposed here in New York City was we have about 150,000 toddlers in New York City, and the school board wanted those children vaccinated, claiming a herd immunity or benefit of the elderly. The law prohibits that. You cannot isolate a small group of children in New York City or anywhere and vaccinate them and then claim a herd immunity. I mean, it's ridiculous. Isolating the calves of the herd, doesn't provide a herd immunity. Any West, Texas cattle rancher will tell you that. In fact, what it does do, it manipulates the disease and could actually trigger an outbreak, and it's reckless. And so, I'm encouraged by Trump, and at least, I like that he's shaking it up. I like that he's not beholden unto these large corporations, and he seems that he's going to, give us, these parents, an opportunity. So I'm grateful for Robert Kennedy and the work he's done, and Professor Holland, and I can name Andy, Bell, Holly, all these people, you, Anne. I love you all, and I pray daily that not only Trump but all our officials understand what we're doing here. We are, as Robert Kennedy said, poisoning a generation of children, and you're starting to see it now. And whether you believe it or not, that the vaccines are causing it, you should be looking at how as a society are we going to pay for it? Because once you peel that back, you start to see why is it now that all the children who are reaching majority are struggling with drugs, disease, drugs, autism, or a lot of other things. It's really, really quite frightening.